Hey everyone, welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today into something that's probably on your mind a lot as a condo owner, especially here in the Philippines. Condo dues. I'll admit, when I first got my place, the whole dues thing was kind of a mystery to me. It's like extra expense that I hadn't really factored in. But turns out they're kind of a big deal. And not always in a bad way. We've got a great article here titled Understanding Condo Dues in the Philippines, and it really breaks it all down. I'm excited to unpack this with all of you and our expert who knows all about how to make those dues work for you and not against you.
Absolutely. It's about so much more than just paying a fee every month. Think of it like this. If you owned a standalone house, you would be responsible for everything, like fixing the roof, landscaping, security. But in a condo, you've got a whole community sharing the costs and the benefits of keeping the place running smoothly.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So it's like instead of me, solo handling a leaky faucet at 2 a.m., there's a system in place to take care of things like that. But those systems need funding, right?
Exactly. Condo dues essentially create a pool of resources to handle all of those things that make condo living so convenient. We're talking about those essential services that you might not think about every day but make a huge difference. Things like the electricity for the common areas, the water for cleaning and landscaping, regular maintenance to keep everything in top shape.
Okay, so it's like we're all contributing to this shared fund that keeps the lights on, literally. But it's not just about the physical building, is it?
You got it. Condo dues also cover the salaries of all the people who work behind the scenes to make condo life run smoothly. Think about the security guards that keep you safe, the cleaning crew that keeps things spotless, the maintenance team that takes care of repairs.
Wow, I never really thought about the human element of it. So it's almost like I'm indirectly employing a whole team of people just to make my life easier.
Ooh, that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget there's a whole team of people working hard to keep everything running smoothly. From the gardeners to the receptionists, all thanks to those condo dues. And that's not all. Condo dues also cover those big-ticket repairs and maintenance that keep the building in tip-top shape.
Okay, so things like a new roof, if there's a leak, or like regular elevator maintenance, those can get really pricey.
Absolutely. Having a reserve fund for those major expenses built into the condo dues helps prevent those massive surprise costs down the line. It's like having a safety net for the entire building. And this is where that investment mindset comes in. You're not just paying for today's functioning. You're ensuring that the building remains well-maintained, which helps retain your property value over time.
So, okay, condo dues are protecting me from a financial nightmare. If the building suddenly needs some major overhaul, that's a relief. But I gotta ask, are there ever situations where condo dues don't feel like a good investment? Like what if the building is poorly managed or the amenities are kind of lackluster?
That's a really smart question. And that's where things can get interesting. It's not just about blindly paying dues. It's about being informed and making sure you're getting your money's worth. That's where understanding how to analyze the condo association's budget and knowing your rights as an owner becomes really important. But we'll dive into those juicy details later on.
Ooh, juicy details. I'm all ears. For now, it sounds like those basic services we've talked about, security maintenance, those essential folks keeping things running, are pretty much standard across most condo communities. But what about those extra perks? The things that make a condo feel more like a resort, are those also covered by the dues?
You bet. This is where things can get really exciting. Think sparkling pools, state-of-the-art gyms, rooftop gardens with breathtaking views, even concierge services. Those are often funded by condo dues. And they're definitely a big factor in determining the overall value proposition of a condo community.
Okay, so it's not just about avoiding those like surprise repair costs. It's also about getting access to awesome stuff that makes my life more enjoyable. Now I'm picturing myself lounging by the pool, sipping on something fruity, all thanks to those condo dues.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot between affordability and those extra perks that enhance your lifestyle. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to have a gym right downstairs or a stunning rooftop space to unwind after a long day? But choosing a condo isn't just about the amenities, right?
Right. I'm thinking about location, the overall vibe of the community, how well-maintained the building is. Are those things also influenced by the condo dues?
You're spot on. Condo dues are a big part of that equation. We'll unpack how they contribute to the overall health and desirability of a condo community in the next part of our deep dive. But first, let's take a closer look at that transparency thing you mentioned.
Okay, this is where it gets really real, right? We're talking about my hard-earned money here. How can I, as a condo owner, make sure those dues are being used wisely and effectively?
That's a fantastic question. And it's all about empowering yourself as an owner.
All right, so we've established that condo dues are kind of like the lifeblood of a condo community,
Mm.
covering everything from, basic upkeep to those fancy amenities we talked about. But now let's get down to like the brass tacks.
Hmm.
How can I, as a condo owner, make sure those dues are being managed responsibly and transparently? Because honestly, just the word budget kind of makes my eyes glaze over.
I hear you. But don't worry, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. And as condo owners, we need to be in the loop, right? It's our money that's funding everything after all. The good news is you absolutely have the right to know exactly where your condo dues are going.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
So where do I even start? What should I be looking for?
Well, first and foremost, your condo association should be providing you with a detailed breakdown of their budget. This document outlines how much money is allocated to each category. Things like security maintenance administration amenities, and those all-important reserves.
Ah, yes, the reserves. We talked about those earlier.
Yeah.
The rainy day fund for, unexpected repairs or those big projects. So I should be able to see how much of my money is actually going toward that, right?
Exactly. A healthy reserve fund is crucial for the long-term financial stability of the building. If the reserves are too low, it could mean that the association isn't really planning for the future, which could lead to those dreaded special assessments down the line.
Ugh, special assessments. No one wants those surprise bills.
Yeah.
So how can I even tell if the reserves are adequate? Is there like a magic number or something?
There's no hard and fast rule. It really varies depending on the age and condition of the building, as well as the types of amenities that are offered. But a good rule of thumb is that the reserves should be sufficient to cover at least one major repair or replacement project without having to dip into the operating funds.
Got it. So if I'm like reading the budget and I see like a big discrepancy between what's in the reserves and what the building might need down the line, that's kind of a red flag.
Definitely a sign to start asking some questions. And speaking of red flags, keep an eye out on those administrative expenses. You want to make sure those costs are reasonable and that a significant portion of your dues isn't being eaten up by administrative overhead.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if like a big chunk of my money is going towards paperwork and salaries, that means there's less going toward, those shiny amenities or building upgrades that I'm paying for, right?
Exactly. It's all about balance and ensuring that the funds are being allocated effectively. And while we're on the topic of financial transparency, communication is key.
So I shouldn't have to like stalk the property manager to get updates on what's happening with my building, right?
Absolutely not. You should be expecting regular communication through things like newsletters, emails, maybe even like a dedicated community forum or a website. It's all about making information easily accessible and transparent.
That makes a lot of sense. Open communication builds trust, and it makes me feel like I'm actually a part of like the decision-making process. But what if I do have concerns? Like I've read the budget, I've got questions, maybe I even disagree with how things are being handled. What can I do then?
Well, that's where being an active and engaged owner comes in. Condo associations typically hold like regular meetings where owners can voice their concerns, ask questions, even propose changes. Don't be shy about speaking up. It's your right. And it's the best way to ensure that your voice is heard and that your interests are represented.
Okay, so those meetings aren't just for, listening to like boring financial reports. They're my chance to actually be a part of the conversation and to like hold the association accountable. I like that. It's like, I'm not just a resident, I'm a stakeholder.
Exactly. You have a vested interest in the well-being of your community and the value of your property. And remember, those meetings are also a great opportunity to connect with your neighbors and really build that sense of community.
Okay, so I'm attending the meetings, I'm speaking up, I'm feeling empowered. But let's face it, sometimes those big unexpected expenses do pop up, despite the best planning. We talked about those special assessments earlier, those dreaded extra fees. Is there anything I can actually do to kind of prepare for those just in case?
Absolutely. First and foremost, advocate for healthy reserves within your condo association. That robust reserve fund is really the best defense against those unexpected costs.
Right. Prevention is always better than cure. But are there like any other things I can do like on a personal level to kind of manage those costs just in case?
You can create your own kind of mini reserve by setting up a sinking fund specifically for condo-related expenses. Think of it as your personal safety net for those just-in-case scenarios.
Oh, interesting. So like a separate savings account where I just stash away a little bit each month. So that way if a special assessment comes along, I'm not totally caught off guard. Smart. Anything else?
Being proactive about maintenance can also save you money in the long run. If you spot a potential issue in your unit or even in the common areas, report it to the association promptly. Addressing those small problems early can prevent them from becoming like bigger, more expensive issues down the road.
Good point. Yeah, it's like the leaky faucet that's left unchecked could lead to major water damage and then a hefty special assessment for everyone. But if I catch it early and report it, problem solved.
Exactly. It's all about working collaboratively with the association to protect the value of your property and ensuring a smooth running community. But remember, it's not all about avoiding cost right. We also want those condo dues to be working for us. In terms of like the lifestyle and the amenities that we enjoy,
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the serious stuff. The financial transparency, the reserves, those pesky special assessments. Now can we get back to the fun part, those awesome amenities that make condo living so appealing?
absolutely. Let's dive into the world of condo perks and explore how those dues can create a truly exceptional living experience.
I'm ready for some luxury. Bring on the pools, the gyms, the rooftop gardens.
Well, before we get too carried away with the dream amenities, it's important to remember that each additional perk does come with a price tag. You know, that luxurious infinity pool might sound amazing, but it will likely be reflected in higher condo dues.
Okay, so it's all about finding that balance
Mm.
between having those amazing amenities and, keeping those dues manageable.
Exactly. The key is to prioritize the amenities that truly matter to you and that align with your lifestyle. For some, it might be a state-of-the-art fitness center. For others, it might be a pet-friendly environment with a dog park. Or maybe it's all about those resort-style amenities like a pool, a spa, concierge services.
Right, it's about choosing a condo community that reflects like your values and your priorities. But how do I know if I'm getting good value for my money? Are there like certain amenities that tend to offer a better return on investment, both in terms of lifestyle and property value?
That's a great question. Think like co-working spaces with ergonomic workstations and, high-speed internet, perfect for those who work remotely or need a change of scenery from their home office. We're also seeing a surge in demand for like wellness-focused amenities like yoga studios, meditation rooms, or even like in-house spas offering massages and beauty treatments.
Oh, wow. I could definitely get used to having a spa right downstairs.
Oh.
It's like those condo dues are buying me like a little slice of tranquility.
Yeah.
What about like outdoor spaces? Those always seem to be a big draw, especially in a bustling city.
Absolutely. Rooftop gardens and terraces are hugely popular, especially those with stunning city views. They provide a sense of escape and a place to connect with nature, even in the heart of the urban jungle. Some condo communities are even taking it a step further with outdoor kitchens, fire pits, and communal dining areas, encouraging residents to socialize and enjoy the fresh air.
That sounds amazing. I can just picture myself grilling with my neighbors on a rooftop garden overlooking the city lights. Sign me up. But these all sound pretty high-end, and I imagine they come with a price tag. How do these fancy amenities affect condo dues?
You're right, those premium amenities will generally translate to higher condo dues. But here's the interesting thing. Those same amenities can also increase the value of your property, potentially leading to a higher resale price down the line.
Oh, so it's like I'm making an investment in my lifestyle, my financial future. That's a win-win. But how do I know which amenities are actually worth the extra cost? Are there any like trends or features that seem to be particularly popular with buyers these days?
Pet-friendly amenities are definitely a hot trend right now, especially as more and more people are embracing the joys of furry companionship. Think dedicated dog parks, pet grooming stations, even pet sitting services. These features can be a huge draw for pet owners and can significantly boost a property's appeal.
Okay, that makes sense as a pet owner myself. I know I'd be willing to pay a little extra for those conveniences. What about sustainability? Is that something that condo buyers are factoring into their decisions?
Absolutely. Eco-conscious amenities are becoming increasingly important to buyers. Think energy-efficient appliances and lighting in common areas, solar panels on the roof, electric vehicle charging stations, and even composting programs. These features not only appeal to environmentally conscious residents, but can also lower operating costs for the building, potentially leading to lower condo dues over time.
Wow, so those eco-friendly features are good for the planet and my wallet. I'm starting to see how those condo dues can really shape like the overall character and desirability of a community. But it's not just about the amenities themselves, right? It's also about how they're managed and maintained.
You're absolutely right. The most luxurious pool loses its appeal if it's not properly cleaned and maintained. A state-of-the-art gym is useless if the equipment is outdated or broken. Effective management and regular maintenance are crucial for ensuring that those amenities enhance rather than detract from the overall living experience.
So before I get swept away by the promise of a rooftop cinema or a private chef, I should also be asking about, how those amenities are managed and how often they're maintained, right?
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask those practical questions. A well-run condo association will be transparent about their maintenance schedules and procedures, ensuring that those amenities remain in top condition and provide lasting value for the residents.
Okay, so I'm taking notes. I need to look beyond the glossy brochures and really understand how those amenities are like operated and maintained. What about accessibility? Is that something condo associations are thinking about when designing these spaces?
Accessibility is becoming increasingly important, and for good reason. Condo communities should be designed to be inclusive and welcoming to people of all abilities. That means ensuring that amenities like gyms, pools, and common areas are accessible to people with disabilities, with features like ramps, elevators, and accessible restrooms.
Yeah, that's so important. It's about creating a community that truly works for everyone.
Mm.
Okay, so we've talked about like the trends, the value, the maintenance, the accessibility. Is there anything else I should keep in mind when evaluating those condo amenities?
I think the most important thing is to choose a condo community that aligns with your values and your lifestyle. Don't be swayed by flashy amenities that you'll never use. Instead, prioritize the features that will genuinely enhance your day-to-day life and contribute to your overall well-being.
That's great advice.
Mm.
It's about being intentional and choosing a space that truly feels like home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've learned so much about Condo Dues today.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest takeaway you hope our listeners will remember?
Well, I think the key takeaway is that condo dues are an investment in your home, your community, and your lifestyle. By understanding how they work and what they cover, you can make informed decisions about where you live and how you spend your money. Remember, it's not just about the monthly cost, it's about the value you receive in return.
Well said. I think we've really demystified the world of condo dues today and shown how they can actually be a powerful tool for creating a vibrant, well-maintained, and enjoyable living experience.
Exactly. It's about more than just paying a fee. It's about investing in a community that reflects your values and enhances your life.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the essential services covered by those dues to the luxurious amenities that can make condo living so appealing. We've even learned how to analyze those budgets and advocate for our needs as condo owners.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating exploration of how condo dues shape the communities we live in and the lifestyles we enjoy.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of condo dues. We hope you've gained some valuable insights that'll empower you to make informed decisions and create a condo living experience that truly feels like home.
Until next time, happy condo living.
And remember, keep exploring the world of smart living.